Comes in a bucket.
Yeah, we should get a bucket of chicken. You recording?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we definitely should.
It's gonna sound like shit because I ran out up on the mics.
Well, you need to tell me these things. Oh, man.
I also need to turn us up a little bit.
Why is everybody sexually assaulting people in the past?
What? What now?
Oh, just like... Ugh.
Oh, you mean
just
like
the news, you know?
Like people in the past sexually assaulted people? And now it's coming to light? Is that what you're referring to?
Yeah, I'm talking about Marilyn Manson.
Do you want chicken tenders from KFC or not?
Yeah, I thought we just established that.
Do you want a 3-piece tenders, Philip, or do you want a 5-piece? How hungry are you?
How big are the chicken tenders?
They're like that.
Oh, that's a big tender.
Yeah, they're tenders. They're not nuggets. They're
I could do like 3.
Yeah, you want to get 3 pieces?
Do they have French fries there?
Do you want select a side? Do you want fries? Do you want coleslaw? Do you want corn? Do you want gravy?
How is gravy a side?
Do you just want a cup of gravy? Do you want mac and cheese? Do you want mashed potatoes and gravy, or do you want mashed
French
potatoes?
Fries.
No gravy. Okay, all right, fine.
Let me put
Whatever.
my headphones on.
Select a sauce. Do you want a sauce? Do you want KFC sauce, honey barbecue, buttermilk ranch, honey mustard?
Wait a minute. KFC sauce is a sauce?
It just says KFC sauce.
And what is it?
It doesn't say. It just says 90 calories.
Could it
Do you want me to get it?
potentially be the blood
I'm gonna get it.
of innocent children?
Maybe. What do you want to drink?
The blood of the obese American?
Do you want Mountain Dew Sweet Lightning?
Mountain Dew Sweet... This is the most redneck fucking company. Like, what even is that?
I don't know.
You said Mountain Dew, and I'm just...
I've never liked anything from Mountain Dew. Do you want Mountain Dew Sweet Lightning, Pepsi?
No, Mountain Dew's disgusting.
Diet
It's
Pepsi.
just piss.
Really, regular Mountain Dew, Sierra Mist, iced tea, or classic lemonade? I have to say, I got classic lemonade last time. It was lemonade. It was pretty good.
I'm gonna stick with my vitamin water.
Yeah, well, it's required that you pick one, so you have to pick one.
Run me through it again.
Sweet Lightning, Pepsi.
That one.
You want Mountain Dew Sweet Lightning.
I want to know how gross it is.
Oh my god.
How big is that too? Is that
I don't know. It's 160 calories. It doesn't tell you how big it is. I assume to trick you.
160. It's probably 12 ounces.
It's like a cup. I don't know.
It's not a bottle.
No. It wasn't last time. I think that I'm gonna get. I'm gonna get a 5-piece tenders box. I'm pretty hungry. I had some yogurt earlier. The 5-piece comes with 2 sides. Do you want to share anything?
What do you share? What?
Because I get 2 sides on my 5-piece, and you only get 1 side on your. Are you interested in any of the other sides?
Was it coleslaw?
You can get coleslaw, whole kernel corn, gravy.
What the hell is that?
Mac and cheese, mashed potatoes and gravy.
Whole kernel corn?
Yeah, it's just corn. It's like frozen corn.
Well, how do you get it any other way?
Well, I assume they're not. It's not like cream corn or corn on the cob.
It's not popcorn.
I'm just gonna go with my classic mac and cheese for one, and then mashed potatoes.
Do you even know what that is?
Yeah.
I've tried it?
Yeah.
Okay.
And
Because
then
you gotta be really, really fucking careful when you're doing KFC. Because some of the stuff that they have
I'm aware.
Gross.
I'm gonna get more KFC sauce. I'm gonna get myself a classic lemonade.
We need to know what the Mountain Dew is, and we need to know what the sauce is.
Yeah. Okay. Add to cart. Do you want to get any dessert? And by dessert, I mean cookies.
I don't eat cookies.
Good, because I have cookies right there. We're not getting 12 chocolate chip cookies for $6.
You know, it's weird. I actually like Chips Ahoy.
Yeah.
But they're gross.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah, it's one of those foods that's just disgusting. But like, I mean, if I'm gonna eat a cookie, like I want to eat a gross cookie. I don't want to eat anything that was made in a fancy pantsy Panera bread or any of that shit.
I agree. Oof. All right. So it's 32 to 42 minutes. So we're gonna bang out a podcast before this gets here.
I think we already are.
Something went wrong. Your card was declined. Oh no. Hold on. We're gonna have to do some Start group order. I don't want to do that. I want
Did you
to...
get all your money stolen again?
Maybe. How
It's
do
all
I...
that weird ass hentai porn you've been looking up.
Well, I don't
That'll
look it
do
up.
it.
I order it on the internet, and then
Flies over here
it'll
with a
get
drone?
here eventually. They
No.
keep saying they're sending it. It's been about 16 months.
Was it you who were saying you wanted to collect Playboy magazines?
Yeah, like vintage Playboys.
Yeah. They even make those.
I don't know if they still make them.
When I lived in Waterville, did I tell you about that like elderly woman that because you when you walk into an apartment, you know, they have the mailboxes.
Sometimes, yeah.
Yeah, like inside.
Mhm.
It's
It's like a wall.
right of mailbox. So her mailbox had like a Playboy magazine in it, like a Playgirl or something.
Mm-hmm.
And you can tell because they like I haven't seen these in stores since I was a kid, but the dirty magazine section, they have like a black paper over it so you can't see what's in it.
Mm-hmm.
But it still has the Playboy logo. So she's like 90 something years old and was like subscribed to that magazine.
Okay.
Like that's good for her.
Yeah, fuck it. Why
I mean,
not?
it's gross. But like what else does she have?
Probably some
Like do women have like erectile dysfunction as well?
I don't think
Like
so.
is there a female version of where like your vagina just does not allow anything into it?
Well, there's the thing where you don't get, I believe the correct vernacular. Is that the correct word for this?
I don't know. I'm asking you.
Vernacular in, what does vernacular mean?
I don't even think that's a word.
I think it's a word.
Are you consulting the internet?
I think that the correct medical terminology is they don't get wet enough.
Well, there's lube
Well, yeah, there's Viagra.
for a man, yeah.
Yeah, so you asked me if there is an equivalent, and I'm
Right, so
saying
it's just
yes.
they don't. Right, they just need some lube,
I guess.
and then she can look at all the hunky men she
Vernacular.
wants.
The language or dialect spoken by the ordinary people in a particular country or region. Architecture concerned with domestic and functional rather than public or monumental buildings. What the fuck? How do you have a word that means such... What? Two vastly different things? How does that work?
I don't know.
What?
Wait, read it again. That didn't make.
So
I wasn't
noun,
even paying attention.
this is one. This is the first definition. The
Of
language, vernacular. The language or dialect spoken by the ordinary people in a particular country or region. The example they give, he wrote in the vernacular to reach a larger audience. 2. Architecture concerned with domestic and functional rather than public or monumental buildings. This is the example they give. Buildings in which Gothic merged into farmhouse vernacular.
Gothic merged into farmhouse
Vernacular. It's what? How can you? I understand the context works.
So you're taking like a Gothic style church and you're just putting animals in it.
Well, I don't think that the example is necessarily. It's just an example of how the word would be used in a sentence.
So it's a word nobody would ever use in their life, and that we didn't need to know, and that I'm going to forget.
I'm sure. I don't know where I heard it, but it's a fun word to say. Vernacular.
Also has nothing to do with elderly women getting off to Playgirl magazines
Well, I thought that vernacular was like the correct wording.
for like female erectile dysfunction.
No, just for whatever the topic was.
No.
So I was trying to use my big boy words. You know what I'm saying? I wanted to sound smart.
Yeah, and you made a mistake.
I didn't make a mistake. It could be used for that purpose. Anyway, this is James and Jordan Talk to the Internet. I'm James.
And I'm a dinosaur.
Okay. So, I don't know how much of that we're going to keep. We're going to keep most of that, I think. Jordan's adjusting his headphones. So, what time do we normally record this? What'd you say?
5 or 6. 5 o'clock.
Yeah, 5 o'clock in the evening.
Mm-hmm.
Supper or dinner time, depending on where you live. What time is it right now?
9:30.
In the PM.
Yeah.
We're doing an after dark episode. Hopefully, too. We'll see how long this lasts. I get to sleep in tomorrow. You don't have to work tomorrow. So,
Yeah, but that doesn't mean I want to be here all night.
you don't want to be here until like 4 in the morning?
No.
No. We'll try and get it done by
I gotta
like
get home and start drinking.
Yeah, we're gonna. I'm aiming for 11, 12 at the latest.
Water.
How's that sound? Is that fair?
Yeah, sure, whatever.
Okay.
11.
So we might be able to watch a movie that I just watched for the first time last night that I really, really enjoyed in between. It's 90 minutes long. So we might be able to watch that while we eat our KFC.
90 minutes long.
90 minutes long.
What is it?
Dredd.
Judge Dredd?
Dredd. Not Judge Dredd, not Sylvester Stallone, not I am the law. It's just Dredd. Came out in 2012. It's the good version of that character. It's that
This is
character.
the one with slow-mo?
Yes.
Yeah, I've seen this. I saw this in theaters.
Okay. Do you want to watch it again? Because it's good.
I don't care. I mean, it was all right.
I very much enjoyed it.
Did you like when they like force that guy to do the drug and then they just throw him off the?
Yeah.
Really, they just made his death like
Yeah.
funner.
Uh-huh.
I mean,
Well, is it more fun to fall for like
It is.
1,000 seconds?
yeah, it absolutely is.
I doubt that very much.
No, I think
because
it
it's not
is.
even like like skydiving where you get to see all this cool stuff. It's just you're inside of a building. You know what I mean?
You're gonna die anyway.
Yeah. So I would
You might as
rather
well
it be over
like,
with.
high as a kite.
Yeah. Whatever. I'm kind of sad that they didn't. I know that they did. You know, the gangster isn't the law. I am the law. But they didn't do the Sylvester Stallone. I am the law. You know what I mean?
Well, have you even seen that movie?
No, I've seen clips.
Okay, well, you should probably watch that movie.
Should we watch that movie?
If you want to watch that instead of the new one, I will absolutely watch that because I haven't seen that since I was a kid, and it's really, really good.
Because I was looking at Dredd, the good one, because I saw a video about it and I was like, oh, I feel like I would like that. So I looked it up on Amazon and it's $5 for the digital 4K Ultra HD whatever version. So I bought it and I watched it and it was very good.
Can we find the original one?
I will look on Amazon right now.
Because that one's actually like, the new one's not really funny. I don't remember it being funny.
There's some okay jokes.
I'd have to watch it again. But
There's some pretty
the one with
sweet funny
Stallone
ones.
is hilarious.
I am the law.
Well, this guy's like, I haven't seen it for years, but so it would be like watching a new movie. I just remember like this guy, he's like parked illegally, and he's like putting up a big
$18.
fight. I'll buy it. I don't
You
care.
want to buy it?
I'll buy it.
RoboCop 2014 also came up.
Yeah, that was mediocre.
It was okay.
No, this guy gets like a speeding ticket or something, and like Sylvester Stallone, they like blow up his car. Because he,
Yeah.
like, you're guilty, and he just blows it up. And then there's this another scene where he gets because he gets arrested because his brother
Frames him
frames him.
with some DNA bullshit.
Well, there's this really cool scene where his brother gets like a picture in the mail, and he's like in this maximum security prison, and his brother just like takes the picture and like flips it around, like clicks all this stuff into place, and it's like a gun, and he just shoots the guard in the throat, and the guard's like, open the door, and the thing's like, voice not recognized, and these like guns just come out, and like it's like straight up like RoboCop. They just like annihilate him.
Oh my god.
Yeah, the movie's great.
That's amazing.
And they end up in this like desert, like wasteland area, and then they get captured by cannibals.
Okay.
But these cannibals are Christians, and they'll only eat people who have accepted the Lord Jesus Christ as their savior.
Okay.
So
Okay.
like,
So real quick.
yeah,
I feel like there's a pretty big loophole there.
it's no, he's flying to a prison.
Not plot hole.
Yeah.
Loophole to get out of getting eaten.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, Stallone knows this
Okay.
because he's the law.
Mm-hmm.
That this other
Wait, are you saying that I am the law?
Yeah, he is the law, and he knows that they're going to like they only eat Christians, like I said, something like that.
So if you show
I
up,
could even be like getting this all wrong. I have not seen this movie since I was a kid.
correct.
But yeah, so this other guy he's with, who's an idiot, thinks that like he's like, oh yeah, praise Jesus, oh yeah.
Which is not what you want to do.
Yeah, because he thinks like they won't eat you if you're a Christian.
Mm-hmm.
And then they're like, oh yeah, yeah, and they like string him up. And then Stallone's like, they only eat Christians. And he's like, shit. But I think he gets out of it. I don't remember.
Mm-hmm.
There is a rotisserie human being.
Okay.
In the movie. There's a fire, and they got it's like a chicken, but it's a
like in Star Wars.
Right, because they're cannibals.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I don't remember how they get out of that. I think he goes through like a hole in a giant wall that the city's in.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what was going on in this world, but I think he sneaks back into the city, and then he kills his brother or something.
So
something like that.
I'm looking at Amazon right now. Judge Dredd, 1995. I am the law.
He is the law, though.
Which is 96 minutes. Dredd, I am the law. 95 minutes. So I think that tells you all you need to know about the quality of these movies and which one is better.
The Stallone ones,
obviously, yeah.
Like, I'll purchase that if you want to watch it.
I will say, again,
because it's the law.
Yeah,
like he is.
I am the law.
Right, they have it so the police are also the judges.
Yeah, you're explaining it to me.
Yeah,
I've seen the other movie and I know.
Because I mean, it saves so much time.
Except for at the beginning of the new one, he's training that rookie and he's like, there are 12 new cases a minute. There's 17,000 a day. We can respond to 6%.
I mean, yeah, I mean, I think the city's pretty corrupt.
Oh yeah,
like, but also the whole idea of just having a cop also be the judge seems like that adds to the problem.
Execution.
Yeah.
I don't know. There's a pretty funny moment when he's walking with the rookie and she's psychic. I don't know if you remember that.
No, I don't remember.
She's got psychic powers because she grew up near the wasteland.
But that's where the cannibals are.
Yeah, it's like the irradiated.
Right. Yeah.
Outside of the giant city.
I don't know how that happened though.
It's the future and
they have
nuclear
like a dome
fallout
over the
and
city
stuff.
or
not in the new one, but yeah, sure. It's just like they have a big wall.
Like, was the sun responsible?
I don't know. I
mean, the sun is eventually going to kill us.
Well, yeah, but that's like 5 billion years.
Yeah, but I mean, that's still scary. You know? Because you don't know if you're going to be, like, reincarnated. I don't know if I'm going to be alive for that shit. I'm
definitely not going to be alive. If humanity hasn't... Okay, so let me put this into perspective. It'll be longer from this moment... Oh, probably. Let me just say. From what we know about astrophysics. This is the science portion of the podcast. From right now, at this moment in time, it'll be longer from when now to the sun expanding into a red giant and enveloping Venus and Mercury, possibly Earth. We're not sure how far it'll go. We don't know if it will eclipse the orbit of the Earth. It'll definitely hit Mercury and Venus. I know that Mercury is the closest. I said them out of order. I'm sorry. But either way, we're fucked.
Oh yeah, skin cancer.
That distance, we gotta get that sunblock from Jimmy Neutron. Remember that episode?
No,
distance.
I never liked that show.
It's a good show. That distance in time is greater than now back to the formation of the Earth. Roughly. I'm just saying. It's a long ass time.
Well, I mean, in the odd chance that I happen to be alive when this happens, I think I'm gonna be very scared.
I think that if we haven't figured out, one, how not to kill ourselves, and two, go somewhere else.
We don't even have self-driving cars.
Yeah, but we've only been around for like 2 million years. We got another 5 billion.
2 million? No, it's more like 2,000 and something.
Nope.
No, yeah.
Modern Homo sapiens arrived at around 200 million. 200 million. 2 million years ago.
Well, when was Adam and Eve? When did they arrive?
What year is it? 2021? I think that was 1992.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So we haven't been around that long.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think that's something that you should have to worry about. Topic
what about
change.
Meteorites. Real quick. We got to worry about that shit?
Yeah, that's a real problem.
God damn it.
That's there's a pretty funny thing
that would suck.
No way, man. Armageddon.
That would
Deep Impact.
suck.
Deep Impact Armageddon.
Where would we be okay in that situation? Would we all be screwed, or would I? Because we have what the fuck is that? Freezing. We froze a bunch of seeds.
Yeah, this is Seed Vault. That's
What is that called? What do they call that? The Ark, right?
Stop doing that.
Oh.
It's really annoying.
Yeah, it's in like Norway or some
Yeah,
shit.
it's up north. That's just to preserve things that are gonna go extinct because we're like farming them out of existence.
Or an apocalypse type scenario.
I don't think that's the problem that they're concerned with. I think it's farming them out of
Why don't
existence.
we just put our food underground in case that happens?
This is because it needs sunlight.
Well, what do you think a sun tanning thing does?
Okay, that requires power,
Right,
which you would need stuff to generate that power,
right.
which all comes from one point or another, the sun. So you can't.
Solar panels.
Okay, so there's no sun because the
It
asteroid.
doesn't all come from the sun. What
Yes,
are you
it
talking
does.
about?
Name a source of energy.
What's that? Your light bulb.
Okay, that's powered by electricity that comes from the grid,
Mm-hmm.
which comes from probably a coal burning plant.
Where?
I don't know, fucking somewhere in the middle of nowhere so that nobody complains about the smell. And that coal comes from like oil and stuff, like plants from
Comes from Santa.
millions of years ago. And where did those plants get their energy from, Jordan? The sun.
The sun.
The sun is where we get energy because it is a giant ass fusion reactor in space.
I can live off the sun.
Yeah.
I can stop eating food. I can stop drinking, and I can get all my energy through the sun.
get all of your energy for the rest of your life from the sun.
It's awesome.
All 2 to 3 days from it.
That's great.
Anyway, topic
I'm learning
change.
so much.
Dreams. I've been saving this. I've been saving this.
Mm-hmm.
I had the strangest dream experience I've ever had in my entire life the other day.
I can top it.
Are you ready for this?
Yeah, sure.
So I woke up in the middle of the night. I had a pretty standard flying car dream before this. And I woke up from that dream and it was like, let's say 3:27 in the morning.
That's when the demons are hunting.
All right, whatever. So I woke up, I went pee, went back to bed. I was sort of laying there in that in-between state, you know. And I started hearing something in my closet. Like a rustling,
Oh, yeah.
like a small animal was trampling around on plastic shopping bags.
Okay.
And I was like, what is that noise? And I would sort of zone in on it. Like I would move more towards awake than asleep. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then it would go away. And I go, oh, I guess I was imagining it. And then I would sort of start drifting back off. And then it would come back. And I did that 3 or 4 times. And then I had that realization of, oh, my brain's just making shit up. For no apparent reason.
So just audio hallucinations.
Yeah. Then I sort of had this sensation of laying there, and it wasn't. I'm not sure if it was sleep paralysis or not because I didn't try to move, but I had sort of the sense that I couldn't move if I tried. If that makes sense.
Yeah, no, I've had stuff like this happen.
And I was like, oh, this is kind of weird. I wonder how. And then I sort of started feeling like my body sort of started arching up, and I started to feel a little bit lighter, and I was like, oh.
Did you get any like pins and needles?
No.
Yeah.
I would imagine that this is what people who think they get abducted by aliens feel like.
Yeah, for sure.
And I was sitting there, and it happened very, very slowly. It felt like if gravity went from 100 down to 0, let's say, it probably happened over the course of what felt like 10 minutes. It was just a very slow, gradual. I felt something pulling me up. And at first I was like, oh, this is weird. And then I sort of started to think, like, is something going on? Like, what's happening? And I started to lift a little bit up, and I was like, okay, once I start actually floating is when I'll start to be concerned. Because that's when shit hits the fan.
Happens to people. I mean, in that state of mind.
Yeah, it happened to
You're not actually floating.
It happened to Dana from Ghostbusters. She sleeps above her covers. 4 feet above her covers. But I was laying there, and at no point throughout any of this did I feel scared or worried or freaked out in any way. I was just sitting there, and I knew that I wasn't asleep or awake. I knew that I was in this in-between portion, and I was able to rationally think it out. I was like, okay, this is what's happening. I'm definitely not being abducted by aliens, but how am I going to explain this to people when I wake up? Because
one in every 5 people has experienced sleep paralysis.
Well, I'm saying for me personally.
You're not like saying anything that like if you just
I'm
walk
not
around and start asking
revolutionizing
people about this like
No.
because I have before with like my weird dream.
I'm just saying
But,
that this is the weirdest thing I've ever experienced.
But but I completely like I know exactly what you were feeling.
Okay.
Because I've had that same shit happen to me.
I'm not saying
did
you
you
didn't.
have huh?
I'm not saying you didn't. I'm just saying
I'm just
stop undermining my dream.
I'm not undermining. It's
You
cool. It's weird.
Bastard.
But did you have any did you see anything?
Nope.
Did you open your eyes?
I don't remember if my eyes were open or closed.
Okay, because like usually you'll see like shadow people and like muscular, hairy demon type
I think I
shadow
might have
people.
opened my eyes and to see that I wasn't actually going anywhere, because it was the sensation that I was sort of starting to float. And I opened my eyes and I realized that I still was touching the bed. And then I think I sort of closed them most of the way.
Yeah.
It was really weird.
It is weird, but when I opened my eyes, there was a fucking demon in the room. So if it happens again,
Okay.
you might have something visiting you.
Uh-huh.
Shadow people are very common. A lot of people like will say that there's just like a dark figure that stands in the corner of their room and watches them.
All right.
And then some people, of course, see aliens
Uh-huh.
or demons.
I will say that up until this point, like, I've never thought that people who think that are in like trying to be crazy. I guess nobody ever tries to be crazy, but you know what I mean? Like, nobody's ever like lying about that experience. They truly,
No, it's really common.
They truly believe that this thing is happening. But this is the first time I've probably, like, I've known it in my head. I had the information, but I didn't have the understanding.
Right.
You know what I mean? But I feel like now I understand a little bit better why. Like, I totally believe that if I didn't, if I wasn't the way I am with weird shit, like if I didn't attack everything immediately with, okay, well, this is how it could happen. This is, this is what I think is going on. These are probably the least outlandish theories that could associate with it. You know what I mean? Like, if I wasn't
Your phone's gonna fall off the table.
as logical of a robot as I am.
Well, yeah. I mean, when you watch those ghost shows, I mean, you don't, but I do because I think they're funny.
Yeah.
A lot of the stuff they say is just basically stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like, I told you about that dream, the one that I had, right? Did we discuss that
I don't know.
with the demon?
You just said something about a demon.
Didn't we talk about that last time?
No.
Okay, here's my sleep paralysis story. I woke up and I had pins and needles,
Mhm.
like
Like
I
you
was
slept
being-
on your arm?
Sort of. Well,
That
yeah,
feeling?
No, just like you're getting like tingly and zapped all over.
Okay.
And then, which a lot of people report this too. And then I began to slide around the bed.
Okay. You were Tokyo drifting?
Like, yeah, just sliding around the bed, drifting, which at first I thought it was fun. And then, well, it was enjoyable.
It's like when Homer Simpson gets sent to hell and they're like, eat all the donuts in the world. And he's just sitting there eating donuts. And they get to the end and the devil's just like, I don't understand it.
I mean, I guess.
It's
I don't
exactly
know.
like what I just said.
Okay.
Play along with it.
Sure. Yeah, so it was fun. And then I started kind of freaking out because, I wanted
It
to know.
didn't stop.
No, I was just being like, kind of like pushed around. And I was like, okay, well, what is doing this? And I took my covers and I moved them.
Mm-hmm.
Like they were over my head. I was on my side.
Yep.
I pulled them over my head and I looked, and this very muscular, like this was completely real. Like it wasn't.
Mm-hmm. In your brain.
You can't even tell the difference between this being like real or fake, which is like really like it's fucked. It's scary.
Yeah.
But like, so I went like that, moved the covers, and this like huge muscular thing.
Was he shirtless?
Yeah, he wasn't wearing clothes.
Okay.
Fucking muscular, like
dong out.
It was a shadow figure, but you could see that he had the muscles. So like a very dark shadow figure with horns, like standing, like 1 or 2 feet away from my bed, watching me. And when I saw that, I went to scream, but it was one of those things. Have you ever woken up screaming where you're like that? I did one of those where like what woke me up for real was me screaming. But the fucked up thing is like I moved the sheets, and granted, like my memory could be messed up, but like
because it was a weird
but like I like shit, you know, like when I moved the sheets and went to scream, I pulled the sheets down to like hide from it, and that's how I woke up. So it's like I almost wonder if I actually like did that and was like seeing shit,
probably,
and then moved down, because it was the room, like when I woke up for real, like the room and everything, it was daylight, everything looked the same. It was just I knew like I wasn't like they went back normal after.
Yeah,
but it was weird. Some weird shit.
Yeah, the human brain, as I've said multiple times, is pretty dumb and weird.
Oh yeah, wild.
What else do I want to talk about? Oh, I heard some news that you might be interested in. HBO Max, that's a really loud swallow. HBO
Really?
Max, apparently, so they have all the DC stuff right now, like all of the animated stuff, all of the old movies, everything basically. And allegedly, they may be in talks of making a continuation of Batman the Animated Series.
Continuation?
Yeah. And
like
people,
in the same style, or are they doing like...
Like, people don't know where it will fall in terms of the continuity. They don't know which version, like which style they'll use, if they'll use the original or the new Batman Adventures or Justice League or whatever. They're all pretty similar, but they're all a little bit different. Nobody, as far as I know, and I just heard this in passing on another podcast, they don't know if Kevin Conroy is going to be back or Mark Hamill is the Joker or anybody, but that'd be cool, right?
Mark Hamill's dead.
No, he's not.
Yeah, he like disintegrated in front of a bunch of moons.
No, that was a hologram version of him, and he was actually on a rock, levitating across the galaxy.
No, that's where he died, on that rock.
Yeah, but you said that he disappeared in front of a bunch of moons. No, he was levitating on a rock.
At a bunch of moons, and he like...
And then he force ghosts his way back, so technically he's
and then he just turns into clothes.
Yeah. So he was like the turtle from Kung Fu Panda.
Yeah, I don't watch anything with Jack Black in it.
Why? I got a funny Jack Black story. I forget his name. I think his name is Mike something. He was an astronaut. Tyson? No. He was an astronaut on the shuttle, and it was like his first space flight, and they were sort of in some downtime, and he was like looking out the window and down at the earth, and you know, all this majestic, beautiful whatever. And one of the other astronauts comes up, he's like, "Hey, we're watching Nacho Libre. You want to get down here?" And the astronaut was like, "No, what?"
Yeah, I don't think you'd need movies on a space station.
Oh my word.
I think I'd be like
my head would be out the freaking window the entire time.
Yeah, I think that would be entertainment enough. What do you think that mysterious light thing?
KFC's on its way, by the way. What?
Hold on. Let's see. What was the first one they did when they went to the moon?
What are you talking about?
Who's that famous space guy?
Neil Armstrong? Buzz Aldrin.
Neil.
What are you talking about?
I'm talking about the UFO they saw.
Oh. Okay. Well, if you can give me an instance of it, then I'll tell you exactly what it was. It almost certainly wasn't an alien, an extraterrestrial.
Here's what Neil Armstrong saw as he landed Apollo 11's Eagle on the moon.
Mm-hmm. Okay. I can tell you what he saw. He was looking at the ground and seeing a bunch of boulders. Okay.
It's an advertisement. It's fine.
All right. So he was looking at the ground, and his Buzz Aldrin was calling out the radar and the fuel quantity, and they kept losing the radar because every time the computer would go to check, it would get overloaded, and it would throw out a 1201 or a 1202. And then they were coming in over there. They landed pretty long because actually it's really interesting when they undocked from the command module. They didn't depressurize the space in between, so that gave them a little bit of a p and pushed them. So everything after that was a little bit off. And as they were coming in for landing, they were coming in over boulders. So Neil Armstrong hovered her and then started translating forward. And he actually pegged horizontal velocity. You couldn't increase velocity anymore. And they landed with, let's see, there was 20 seconds to bingo, which meant there were 20 seconds after that left to land in case they were too close for an abort. And then they actually had like an extra 10 or 20 seconds on top of that because the fuel was sloshing around. But he, yeah, I just saw the ground. That's
interesting, but that's not what I'm talking about.
Okay.
There's also a lot of pilots that report seeing things that like don't show up on radar or anything like that, which is interesting. Like one of my uncles, who's not anybody who would make shit up, like I basically I don't know if he saw something or like knows somebody who did, but like they don't like talk about it.
Yeah.
Because they don't want people to be like, you're not fit to do this.
Yeah.
But they are. And they'll just see like orbs and shit following the plane. Which I think that's weird.
So how I would explain that.
Well, no, yeah, sure, go ahead.
A lot of the stuff like you'll see.
I'm not saying it's aliens.
Instrumentation. Like if there's electricity in the atmosphere, they have to scrub rocket launches and stuff for that. That'll fuck with your shit. And
my
then,
friend Giannis was talking about that because there are people who are actually studying these like things that don't exist but like do.
Yeah, it's totally common. And then you're flying a plane, probably a pretty sophisticated plane that's telling you a lot of shit that you have to pay attention to. So you're not, you can't like stop.
I can't remember what he flew for. It was a major airline though. Yeah,
like you can't stop and focus on whatever you're trying to look at. It's like trying to focus on something you're passing while you're driving on the highway.
Right.
You can't really focus on it. So you kind of have to sort of, oh, what was that? And then sort of your brain fills in later, and yeah, it's I'm sure there's some weird shit out there, but you're probably not seeing aliens.
No, not aliens. I don't see how an alien would be flying a orb, you know what I mean? I think an alien spacecraft has to look like something other than a ball of light.
Probably.
Because how are the aliens going to fit in that ball of light? Although some people say that's like their little like inspector.
Yeah,
camera
like a little
shit.
drone.
Yeah, they're little drones. Yeah, no, this is Neil Armstrong had encountered UFOs during the Apollo mission.
Nope.
No, that is what this is saying.
There's actually a really famous, this is where we divulge that I really like space.
UFO sightings in outer space are sightings of unidentified flying objects reported by astronauts while in space.
Yep.
That they could not explain at the time.
Yeah, at the time is the key phrase there. Because they're, when the command and service module separated from the S4B and then turned around, transposition and docking of the LEM to pick it out of its thing and then carry it to the moon, those pedals, they used to unhinge, but then I think they just blew them off and they would fly off into space, and they had to take that into account when they were doing like star readings and stuff for position. And then you just had other stuff up there.
There's a lot of stuff up there.
Like you had shit that they just threw out because it was gonna take up weight and they needed to get rid of it. There's a pretty famous photo, I think it's like the Black Knight or something, from the station, and you can go through NASA archives because it's like a weird shaped thing, and people are like, oh, it's aliens.
Are you talking about the asteroid?
No, I'm talking, it was a thermal blanket that fell off, and you can go to that mission. You can find, stop it.
I don't know what's going on.
Turn your volume down. You can go to that spacewalk that these astronauts were performing, and you can find that frame, and you can find the frame before it and the frame after it. You can see it's just a thermal blanket turning, and that frame happens to look kind of weird. And it's just stuff like that. There's a pretty famous one, I think, of Apollo 10 that a lot of people will use as evidence of aliens, where it's the astronauts and they're going, what's that sound? What is that? That's pretty weird. And then they'll cut it. Like, that's where these people will say that's where the evidence ends. But if you keep playing that clip for 10 or 15 more seconds, it's the astronauts going, oh, it's this radio thing.
But that doesn't make for good TV.
No, it doesn't. And that's why they don't continue playing it, because it would just immediately divulge that.
Did you ever watch Monster Quest?
No.
I loved that. Like, basically, they'd have a science bitch on there. And
stupid science bitch.
Yeah, they
couldn't even make it more smarter.
They'd make it spooky, and then they would have a stupid science bitch on there who would, like, explain why these things aren't real, and why they can't exist.
They would have me on there.
And then after that happens, the voice would go like, but what if they're wrong, basically? And then they would end with some like nut job who would just say something crazy, and they would just end the show with you thinking like, oh my God, maybe that's actually like in the water. That's how
the flat earthers do their thing. They like all the bipartisan people.
But what if he's wrong?
They go to like the person sitting in a college office with their suit and tie, and they're sitting there and go, well, actually, this is, they'll do that for the flat earth, and they're like, but our expert says otherwise. And it's like homeless looking guy in a backyard in a lawn chair going, no, I seen it.
It's the aliens guy.
Yeah.
That's who they ended on, is the aliens guy.
And they're like, make your own decision. I'm going to listen to the guy who's got 3 PhDs.
Okay,
and
I want you to know what this is.
Showers.
I don't even know what this is.
Okay, here we go.
You going to watch this shit?
Okay, watch this shit. Here we go. All right, I'm watching it. Okay, going wind is 120 knots west. So that looks like some sort of glitch in the camera is what I'm seeing.
So the audio of people saying,
well, because they're looking at their HUD, which is the heads-up display, and it just looks like some sort of graphical glitch.
It's declassified.
Because it's not like really. It's moving like a glitch would.
Well, that's boring.
You know what I mean? Like it's not zipping around the camera relative to the clouds. They're like, as the plane is moving, that object is following perfectly in their reticle. You know what I mean? It just looks like the HUD was fucked up. That's what I'm gonna go with. Fucked up HUD. It's the name of this episode.
You watch Legal Eagle, right?
Sometimes.
What the hell kind of a thumbnail is that?
That's amazing. That's the Stonks.
What is that?
You don't know about Stonks?
Stonks, no.
It's like a dummy-looking animated guy, and it's like whenever you do something stupid and you just go Stonks. It's that.
Oh my God. What am I on?
I don't know. PCP?
Oh no, YouTube. Well, yeah, but no, I was on YouTube, and I was scrolling down. I thought it was the news, but it says like this video is called Lady Gaga's reaction to screaming fan.
Okay.
But I thought it said Lady Gaga's reaction to creaming fan.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, what is that? And I was going to click on it, but
yeah. No, you're not interested.
No.
I saw a bottle of wine today that was spelled C-U-M-A, but I didn't see the A. And I was wondering who would label a bottle of wine cum.
What was the name of the wine?
It was C-U-M-A. I don't know how to pronounce that. Cuma?
Cuma.
Cuma?
Cuma.
Maybe the A is silent and it is cum.
Was it a tropical wine?
I don't remember. It was put somewhere I wasn't supposed to be. Okay, well, food's almost here, so we're gonna wrap this bad boy up. It was pretty short, I feel like. Our last one was like an hour and 17 minutes.
Well, that's way too long.
I agree. It was a bitch and a half to edit. So we're gonna cut this one short, and then we're gonna go probably maybe watch a movie or something. What are we gonna do while we eat?
Go pee.
Jordan's gonna go pee. So this is the end of the podcast. I've been James.
And I've been Sarah Dublasio Monario Bocario.
Okay.
Bosterio Jordan.
Mm-hmm.
That's my full name, by the way.
I hate you so much. Let's end this.